How is it justifiable, ethical, and indeed moral to have books in our elementary, middle schools, and high schools with words so offensive that they are prohibited to be spoken in a public meeting?
We're not allowed to read the books that are currently in our children's libraries because it's obscene, but you voted to put those books back on the shelves.
And the books are so bad, Miss Pittman wasn't even allowed to read them in a public meeting. Every time she tried, it was stopped. So you can't say that it's good for students, but not good to read in a public meeting.
I would guess most of us in this room stood and pledged our allegiance to the American flag. One nation, only one, and under God. We don't divide people by their color of their skin, and we recognize one God, one higher power.
I'm speaking to you today as a concerned citizen and urge you to listen to parents in this county that are requesting a review of certain books in our schools. Children or minors under the age of 18 are not allowed to purchase cigarettes, liquor, Playboy or Hustler magazines in our local stores, or walk into a XXX theater unchecked and watch a movie. However, there is currently in our school libraries, which I have seen and read, that have quite explicit sexual language and illustrations in them. I recently also learned that this school board does not allow the reading of passages from these books in these public meetings, dubbing them as obscene. Truly, I was surprised at this, and it is the reason that prompted me to speak up today. How is it justifiable, ethical, and indeed moral to have books in our elementary, middle schools, and high schools with words so offensive that they are prohibited to be spoken in a public meeting? Would you say the same thing about the pictures that appear, the illustrations that appear in some of these books if I show them to you? Would you be offended and ask me to put them away and keep them hidden? Then why do we have them available for underage children to view? What happened to protecting our children's innocence? In conclusion, I have 3 simple points. Number 1, I urge you to listen to the parents here trying to do the right thing in protecting their children from topics that are too adult-like and mature for their age. It is their right as parents to protect their children from words and pictures that they are not yet mature enough to process. Number 2, I want to express my support for this board's policy and procedures regarding these books and urge all of you on the board to please support it, but more importantly, to deliver on it. I thank you all in advance, as I am assuming that you will all do the right thing and remove books from our school libraries that include mature sexual content. These books should be vetted and reviewed and removed. And last, I urge you to edit the citizen input guidelines so that parents and the community may have meaningful and fruitful discussions on this topic. Nothing is accomplished by putting our heads in the sand so that you don't have to see what is happening. Thank you for listening.
I wanted to speak today on the DeSantis hit list or target list. I don't like that the media is calling it that, and DeSantis didn't call it that. We're holding our elected officials accountable. You represent the community. And if you're not protecting children and putting children and families in the best interest by parental rights and children, you're not doing your job. And you see all the news outlets here, I'm sure you're getting lots of calls. When we tell you you're breaking the law or you're not following the governor's orders or the health department orders, it doesn't stop here. We're sending that information to our elected officials in Tallahassee. We're sending it to our representative, our senators, like we're supposed to do as citizens. So if it falls on deaf ears here, it doesn't stop here. It goes up to further government. Unfortunately, a lot of things and issues that happen.
This simple yet brilliant trick to heat your home in 90 seconds will save thousands of pounds on...
You said that you're a trans woman.
I trans female, yes, sir.
Do you have a penis? Are you telling us that you're unfamiliar with the large body of medical evidence of the harm that has come upon people that have gone through these processes?
I'm familiar with a large body of evidence that shows that affirming care saves lives.
Are you saying that you're unaware of the large body of medical evidence of the harm that has come upon these people in these
Share with us, bruv.
Alan, hey, I promise I'd be here. Well done, buddy. Hello, hello. Hello, my god. How's your day, buddy? I wanna see if I'm in a lockdown zone or normal. I'm in a more normal moment. That's the weird guy right there. Dead. Sun is right into my face. I don't need a bag. Of course.
Hey now, no wandering around.
Oh, that was slow. Actually. Very busy. Dylan, to be honest with you, we moved to a new house and hey, everything is chaos at the moment. The sorting out stuff's been a week now. Almost completed.
Where'd you come from?
Almost. But it's going well. Beautiful sunny day today, but it was windy yesterday. Oh my god, that was the scav that I was shooting at? Shit! Sorry man, I thought that you were a player. Come on man, it was so far. Oh, now he's shooting at me. Okay.
Hey now, no wandering around.
How did he see me? I'm behind fucking this big ass bridge. What was he? So many scavs here, I don't know which one is which. Okay, I'm out. Whatever. Just in case.
Process has been gone through.
I
Are you
will,
unaware of that body of evidence?
I will repeat what I just said.
Are you unaware of that
I will
body of
repeat what I
evidence?
just said.
You said that you're a trans woman.
I trans female, yes, ma'am, sir.
Do you have a penis?
That's horrible.
You're the one that brought that into the discussion.
I
You're the one that
never
brought that
said
into
anything about genitalia.
Oh, it has
there-
everything to do with
Okay.
genitalia.
I don't know what my rights are right now.
Audience, if you want to stay in here,
I don't know what my rights are, but that question was
And you don't
highly
have to.
inappropriate.
you do not have to answer any question. If you're through, we'll dismiss you.
Well, I'm not through with questions, but I'm not going to answer that question. That's highly inappropriate.
Again, you can say that, and that's your right. So,
Okay, I'm a
any
healthcare
other-
professional,
are there any
doctor.
other
Please
questions?
treat me as such. Next question, please.
I'm just asking, is there a difference between women and men?
I mean, what I can say here is that the NCAA has rules in place. They've had rules in place for the last decade, and when this competition
Okay, I'm
happened,
going to try
the
again.
rules were clear.
Do you believe there's a difference between women and men? It's a yes/no question. Do you believe there's a difference?
Well, I think that we're talking about this case with the NCAA.
No, I'm asking a question. Do you believe there's a difference between women and men? Most people could answer this very simply. I'm curious if you're willing to do so. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Title IX was a landmark civil rights law. It helped create the incredible breadth of women's sports and girls' sports that we see across the country. I believe in girls' sports. I believe in women's sports. I'm the proud father of 2 daughters who are both athletes. I think participating in competitive sports is a wonderful thing for a young girl. I think it is a wonderful thing for a woman. And I think, unfortunately, today's Democrat Party has decided that women's sports and girls'
What game do you
sports
play
no
at the
longer
moment, Dylan?
matters. And they're willing to push radical legislation designed to destroy girls' sports and women's sports. Ms. Gaines, I want to thank you for your courage. You are relatively young, but you have demonstrated incredible courage. And because you have dared to speak up, you have been demonized, you have been vilified. I saw when you were attacked by a leftist mob at San Francisco State University for daring to speak up. You had an incredible record as a swimmer at the University of Kentucky. You were a 2-time NCAA All-American. You were a 5-time SEC champion. You're an SEC record holder and a 2-time Olympic trial qualifier. But yet on March 27th, 2022, something changed. What happened on March 17th, 2022?
That's when Thomas and I raced in the 200 freestyle and again resulted in a tie.
Have you heard about the nocturnal bacterium that feeds on insulin? Pay attention. Blood glucose up to 100 is considered normal. From 100 to 100.
And so you tied. What was the consequence of tying?
We went behind the awards podium where typically you're handed your trophy, you're marched out, you're named an All-American. And so we go back there and the official looks at both Thomas and myself and says, "Great job, but you guys tied. And we only have 1 trophy, therefore we're giving this trophy to Leah." And I question this and I say, why? And at first, I shortened it in my testimony, but really he stumbled on his words. He didn't know how to answer this. And at first he's, well, we're just doing this in chronological order. To which I further pressed and I said, okay, well, what are you being chronological about? Because we tied. And if we're doing this off alphabetical order, G comes before T, so what are you being chronological about? To which this wasn't a script they had prepared for him. And he actually appreciated his honesty. He did say, we have to give the trophy for Leah because Leah has to have it for pictures. They've made that clear. Leah has to have the trophy for pictures. You can pose with this trophy, but you have to give yours back. You have to go home empty-handed. Leah Thomas takes the trophy home. End of story.
Now let me ask you, as someone who's competed at the elite level, in your experience, is there a difference between women and men?
Of course. I think we learned this at a very young age, watching even 12 and unders play. Going through puberty causes irreversible advantage, that no matter the training, no matter the diet, no matter any alterable change you can make will overcome that male advantage. Especially in sports like swimming, where lung capacity matters so much. Even something as silly as throat size, men have on average a 40% larger throat, which sounds like it's nothing, but when you're grasping for air, that 40% larger throat makes a huge difference in athletic success, not to mention height. You guys know the differences.
Ms. Robinson, do you agree with Ms. Gaines that there's a difference between women and men?
If the question is about trans women,
I'm just asking, is there a difference between women and men?
what I can say is that the NCAA has rules in place. They've had rules in place for the last decade, and when this competition happened,
I'm going to try again.
the rules were clear.
Do you believe there's a difference between women and men? It's a yes/no question. Do you believe there's a difference?
Oh, I think that we're talking about this case with the NCAA.
No, I'm asking a question. Do you believe there's a difference between women and men? Most people could answer this very simply. I'm curious if you're willing to do so.
house.
Okay.
On me, enemy.
Oh, Nana, hey. Not fight. Oh. Is it nice to be camping in the fucking wheat field? It is amazing. Just two dumbass sitting in the fucking corner of the fucking house. It's nice, right? Fucking dumbass. I killed one, but the other fucking teammates killed me. Can I block you, these people? These two? I really want to block these two. Ah, okay. I need to know. I have to block the guy who leave people behind. know, like, when you don't expect the fucking dumbass enemy being in the fucking sitting corner, it's exactly the time that you should expect freaks. Where is my MP5? Here. Dum Dum, where are you, Dum Dum? Dum Dum, where are you, baby?
As long as money's being...
Oh, absolutely. I'm just putting it into the context of the
Is that a yes?
conversation that we're having. I think that there are definitions related to sex.
Is
but
that
I
a
also
yes?
think
So I'm
that
trying to get a yes.
Never had...
If you're ever in need of medical...
Is there a difference between women and men?
I think that there are definitions for biological sex.
Okay, so you're
which
not
is
answering
different
that.
than
Let me
gender.
ask you this question then. Why do women's sports exist? If you can't define a difference between women and men, why not abolish women's sports and just tell little girls to swim with little boys and see who wins?
Oh, I'm simply saying that that sex is different than gender.
Why
and I do believe
why
that
do
women's sports have a great
exist?
value. I mean, Senator, I'll tell you right
Ms.
now.
Robinson, please answer the question I'm asking you.
Absolutely.
Why do women's sports exist?
I think that there are so many positive benefits to sports.
But
I mean,
why have a
we've talked
separate
about it here
category for
today.
women? If there's no difference between women and men, why to have women's sports?
I'm saying that there's a difference between sex and gender, and that the NCAA has rules in place, which they have for the last decade.
Chairman, I would like to enter into the record an article from Duke Law called "Comparing Athletic Performances for the Best Elite Women to Boys and Men," and it goes through examining in 2017 the top records for women in the world in various track and field events. So, for example, in the 100 meter, the top record for women in the world was 10.71 seconds. Now, that record for the number one woman in the world in 2017 was, in the year 2017, broken by 124 boys under 18.
I can help you.
In that same year, the record for the number one competing woman in the 100-meter dash in the world was broken by a total of 2,474 men. If the radical Democrat agenda to destroy girls' sports and women's sports succeeds, little girls will not have a chance to compete. So I ask unanimous consent that this article be entered into the record.
Without objection. Senator Padilla?
Ms. Robinson, I want to follow up by trying to understand your answer to one of Senator Cruz's questions. And this is really a question, not a suggestion. Do I understand your position to be that there are two sexes, but there can be more than two genders?
The only way to impress women, even with a tiny banana, is with the salt trick.
Have you heard about the salt trick that's making men stay hard for hours in bed? It might sound bizarre, but your wife or girlfriend will thank you for watching.
I wouldn't even say too, and we've got Dr. Lopez here as well, but there's also the definition of intersex. I think that often in these conversations we're conflating sex and gender, and I do want to affirm here that trans women are women. That is their gender.
Okay, but I'm trying to understand. Do you make a distinction between sex and gender?
Yes, sir.
Okay, explain that. Just Do you think there are more than two sexes?
I believe that there's a definition for intersex as well that I want to acknowledge. But sex is assigned at birth.
Three? I'm just trying to understand. I'm thoroughly confused. So you're born, I'm talking about biology, male, female, and what else?
I believe that intersex is also acknowledged. But again, I'm not a doctor here. What I can
And
say
what does intersex mean?
is that there's a difference between sex and gender. And I think in these conversations, we're conflating the two.
Well, but I want to start with sex, okay? There's male, there's female. When a baby's born, before the baby has had time to even have a sense of self, there's male, female, and intersex. There's a third sex.
I believe that is true, but I would defer to Dr. Lopez as I'm not a physician.
Okay. And how many genders are there?
I think the gender is expansive, and the definitions are always growing. Today I can tell you, I talk to young people that talk about non-binary as
more than 5.
I think the gender is not a binary, is what I'm trying to say.
Are there more than 5 genders? I'm just trying to understand. Are there more than 5 genders?
Well, I mean, I think that there was a time where women wearing pants didn't feel like it was appropriate for their gender, and yet I'm wearing pants today. I think that there are ways that we express our
gender
gender
more
that
than
are
5
expansive.
genders? Are there more than 5?
I wouldn't subject myself to naming how many genders there are, but what I can say is
there
that
an
gender is a
infinite
reflection.
number?
Excuse me.
There's an infinite number of genders?
I think depending on your culture, there are a lot of different genders that exist. And I can also say that it's a term that's evolving. If you look at young people today, they really don't lean into the binary of only woman and man. So I think that it's incumbent upon us not to legislate on this, but create space for them to explore what their identities are, what their gender identities are.
All right. Let's get back to athletics. I think I understand what you're saying. There are 3 sexes: male, female, and intersex.
I believe that to be true, but again, I'm not a physician.
And there are an infinite number of genders, because gender is a mental state.
Gender is about expression, and I think that there are a variety of ways that you can express your gender.
Okay, so there's infinite number. All right, let's go back to the biology. Male, female, boy, girl, okay? Biologically, do males have an advantage over females biologically in sports?
Again, I'm not a physician, and I can't speak to that.
What's your real world experience?
It depends. I mean, there are some people who are born male that I'm faster than if I were to sprint against them, and some that I'm not. Some males that are taller than some women, and some that are shorter.
You don't believe that a biological male has a physical advantage in sports over a biological?
I need some medicine. I need some medicine. I need food and drink. Retreat!
谁呀？要躲跑！高爆塔。这先把头发给我拿了。 他去了吗？
Someone there? I got a gun too!
有脚步。我盯着后院的。后院没人进。我操，他开反，他开201。 这给你扔。走啊！哎呀，这个撞了。要7CU 吗？旁边来的，才1万，不要了。
Are you kidding me?
Female?
Not as a definitive statement.
Give me an example. No, I don't think. How many female members of the NBA do you see?
Well, I can say that, you know, there's been this news article about men that think that they could beat Serena Williams in tennis, right? That they think that they could actually score a point on her. And it's just not the case. She is stronger than that.
What's your experience, Ben? Male, female?
Both Serena and Venus lost to the 203rd ranked male tennis player, which they're phenoms for women. My experience, my husband, he swam at University of Kentucky as well. In terms of accolades and in terms of national ranking, I was a much better swimmer than him. He could kick my butt any day of the week without trying.
Okay. I just think, Ms. Robinson, I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. I think you lose a lot of credibility when you don't concede that a biological male has physical advantages over a biological female? I mean, I just think that's a proven fact, and you really hurt your credibility. I understand you want the world to be a better place. I do too, and I don't think people ought to be discriminated against because of an immutable characteristic. I don't. And I think that I think everybody ought to be free to be themselves. And what you do in your bedroom or what I do in my bedroom with a consenting adult is nobody's business. But if what I do in my bedroom with a consenting adult, if I decide I want to tell somebody's child about it, then other people have rights too. And I think parents have rights. And I think biological females have rights to be able to compete fairly in sport, in sports. So I really think you hurt your credibility when you refuse to acknowledge that biological males have an advantage over biological females. It kind of makes me wonder about all your testimony.
Most people have no clue that in 2024, the best way to make money with Amazon is not with physical products.
Well, we have a history of treating it like it doesn't matter, and the result of that has been death and destruction, and the disruption of all kinds of people's lives. I suppose I would point to kind of two historical examples to understand this a little bit better. One is this idea that it's hilarious. My co-panelist says that there are no numbers, that their numbers show, she says, that this is not a problem. And she points out that none of us give the numbers. I'd like to talk for a minute about why we don't have the numbers, if I may. From the outset, surveillance in the United States has been a profoundly political project. So we can go all the way back to the 1960s and think about how things like the FBI counterintelligence program were unequally targeted. COINTELPRO, people in this room might know, was a project that sought to disrupt fringe activism on both the left and on the right. But we know from the history that it was profoundly more focused on the left and on activists of color than on the right. So Klan groups were infiltrated, but there were no deaths of Klan activists in this period at the hands of FBI informants, nor was there a cohesive effort to disrupt those groups the way that there was.
Need any equipment?
Similarly, our resources have been overwhelmingly dedicated to confronting Islamic or international terror rather than white or domestic terror. The reason we don't have these numbers is because there hasn't been an aggregating data project within the federal government. The watchdogs that have been in charge of aggregating this data have had their own motivations and their own reasons for using different kinds of data collection practices. I just have to say that I object strenuously to your use of the word hilarious. To me, this feels a lot like your reaction to being named in one of these manifestos. Now, you're of course not responsible for the words of somebody writing that document, but I do think that laughing at it is a real problem because these are real families that are impacted by this violence. And I think our efforts towards talking about this have to start from a place of mutual respect, which is what I've heard from this side of the table. Now, the reason we don't have those numbers, I want those numbers as much as you do, but to say the numbers don't show something is simply not supported by the data.
Okay, and I have 38 seconds left, Ms. Mulligan, if you want to respond within that time.
The only thing I would add is that it's in the name. Terrorism, domestic terrorism, it terrorizes us. It terrorizes us in our homes. It terrorizes us in our schools. And to the points made by the other panelists, it is disproportionate to its impact on any individual life, and it's not.
You reject the idea it's something that doesn't matter or doesn't really matter?
Absolutely reject.
Okay. All right, so here's where we are. Every member now has had...
Check this out. It's another jacket from Bearskin. Woo! Nah.
5 minutes in. Okay, and Mr. Clay, so we have two members who have not. So I'm going to go to the two members who have not yet, and we'll give an opportunity for a closing thought to any member who wants before we go.
Am I next to respond, or is Mr. Meadows?
I thought Mr. Meadows was next.
Mr. Meadows, okay.
Mr. Meadows is next, then Mr. Clay, then to you, Mr. Jordan.
Ms. Owens, obviously this is a gang up on you. You know, we're giving these witnesses the ability to do a rebuttal on you, and so you know, I find it unfair, Ms. Ballou. I mean, you know, candidly, for you to show mutual respect and then you to go after Ms. Owens, it's not appropriate. So, Ms. Owens, you can have 4 minutes and 34 seconds to respond. However,
yield for a second.
I'll yield.
Thank you. I believe, Ms. Owens, when you used the word hilarious, it was referencing the fact that no one had asked you a question. It wasn't to the subject matter of the hearing. Is that right?
That is correct.
And to have another witness insinuate something that is not accurate is just not appropriate, Mr. Chairman, for how witnesses are supposed to behave in front of this committee. I also think you didn't say it doesn't matter about the subject matter of today's hearing. You said there are other subjects that matter as well, and maybe we should spend some time on those. Is that accurate?
That is correct, and they matter much, 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 much more. And I have said that. I said that in my opening, and I will say it again. You know that white supremacy and white nationalism ranks nowhere near the top of the issues that are facing Black America. And the reason that you are bringing them up in this room is because it is attempt to make the election all about race as the Democrats.
Not in my case, Ms. Owens. I'm sorry. Please do not characterize my motive.
Mr. Chairman, it's my time.
Yeah,
it's my time.
You've got your time, Mr. Meadows. I'll give you 3 more seconds.
Every 4 years, you bring up race, and you knew exactly what I meant when I said hilarious, and you just tried to do live what the media does all the time to Republicans, to our president, and to conservatives, which you tried to manipulate what I said to fit your narrative, okay? I was not referring to the subject matter that is hilarious. I said it's hilarious that we are sitting in this room today, and I've got 2 doctors and a missus, and nobody can give us real numbers that we can respond to so we can assess how big of a threat this is. Because you know that it is not as big of a threat as you are trying to make it out to be so that you can manipulate. And the audacity of you to bring up the Christchurch shooting manifesto and make it seem as if I laughed at people that were slaughtered by a homicidal maniac is, in my opinion, absolutely despicable. And I think that we should be above that. To try to assign reality or any meaning to a homicidal maniac writing a manifesto, which, by the way, let the record show, also stated Spyro the Dragon, the child's cartoon, as a source of inspiration. He also cited Nelson Mandela as a source of information. I don't think that Nelson Mandela has inspired mosque shootings. You can correct me if you think I'm wrong. You would rather assign meaning to a homicidal maniac than to actually address the things that I said today that are actually harming Black America. Number 1, father absence. Number 2, the education system and the illiteracy rate. Illegal immigration ranks high, abortion ranks high, white supremacy and white nationalism, if I had to make a list again of 100 things, would not be on it. This hearing, in my opinion, is a farce, and it is ironic that you're sitting here and you're having 3 Caucasian people testify and tell you what their expertise are. Do I know what my expertise are? Black in America. I've been Black in America my whole life, all 30 years, and I can tell you that you guys have done the exact same thing every 4 years ahead of an election cycle, and it needs to stop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In congressional hearings, the minority party gets to select its own witnesses. And of all the people that Republicans could have selected, they picked Candace Owens. I don't know Miss Owens. I'm not going to characterize her. I'm going to let her own words do the talking. So I'm going to play for you the first 30 seconds of a statement she made about Adolf Hitler.
I agree. I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think that it gets, the definition gets poisoned by elitists that actually want globalism. Globalism is what I don't want. So when you think about, whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist, but if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. Problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. He wanted to globalize. He wanted everybody to be German, everybody to be speaking German.
All right, so my first question is to Ms. Hershinoff. Ms. Owens said, quote, if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. The problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. So when people try to legitimize Adolf Hitler, does that feed into white nationalist ideology?
It does, Mr. Liu. I know that Ms. Owens distanced herself from those comments later, but we expressed great concern over the original comments.
Great, thank you. So there's been a lot of talk today. I'd like to focus on actual policy responses that our government can do to try to mitigate the threat of white nationalism. I know that in my district in Los Angeles just last month, 2 swastikas were painted at Pan Pacific Park along with a trail of blood. I met with Jewish constituents in my district who mentioned that at their synagogues, they've all had to increase security. As you know, there is a nonprofit security grant program at the Department of Homeland Security. Do you believe it'd be worthwhile to increase funding to that program?
The ADL has, for establishment reasons, First Amendment reasons, been very cautious and wary of government funding to religious institutions. That being said, we well understand the fear and the safety. So I think that is something that has to be done very carefully in terms of one entanglement. I know in the place in Westchester County where I live, the state and local governments provide a great deal of protection to the synagogue to which I belong. So I do understand, and I would like to work more with Congress, but I want to caution about where we entangle. This is a very difficult thing to do because when we're scared like this, of course we want money.
So that is a great point you make, and I want to note that this program would apply to mosques as well as synagogues, so it is not specific to the religion. But it is true, the First Amendment does affect all these issues, including, for example, private sector companies who say whatever it is that they want. Now, I'd like to also talk about a second program, and this was one that I asked Ms. Clark about, and it has to do with the Trump administration wanting to cut a very specific office called the Community Relations Service Office in the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice. Can you first explain to American people what that office does and why it would be a bad idea to cut funding?
The Community Relations Service Office is a very critical part of the Justice Department. They are considered the peacemakers. They are the ones who step into communities that are embroiled in the aftermath of a hate incident. They are the ones who you'd want to deploy out to Louisiana, to the parishes where the church
fucking nice, right? He shot me, like, I'm here, he shot me there, and I'm dead. Like, I have this much space. Like, but for fuck's sake, there is nothing you can't shoot under the... Okay. Good job to him, man. Well done to him, honestly. He did amazing. He did amazing. Like, he one-tapped me. He's super good, man. Wow. Wow, I was fucking dumb.
Churches are burning right now. They're the ones that you'd want on the ground right after the Charlottesville hate rally. We are deeply concerned by proposals to cut funding to this office, to shift this office to another part of the agency. It's important that this agency's work be completely non-political, but the very subject matter of this hearing today underscores the urgency of maintaining this office that has been with us for decades.
And in fact, one of the reasons this office has worked well is because people who go there and get interviewed, it is not a prosecutorial office, and does that make it easier for people to provide information?
That's right. They are the peacemakers. They are the ones who go in and connect with communities that are suffering in the aftermath of a hate incident. They connect with victims of crimes and hate crimes and connect them with services. And most importantly, they're the ones who help to ensure that an incident doesn't escalate and lead to more tension. So we need this agency now more than ever.
Thank you, and I yield back.
If you are in the health industry, you are not going to want to miss this. If you're a chiropractor,
It's
General
very,
from North Dakota, Mr. Armstrong.
this is very, very interesting that other, like,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I would
people
yield my time
are
to Mr.
making these
Reschenthaler from Pennsylvania.
gender stupid thing they
Thank you.
want to go.
Miss Owens, I'm sorry. We just started recording. Would you like time to
and
respond
then
to that?
push it, you know?
Yes, I think it's pretty apparent that Mr. Liu believes that black people are stupid and will not pursue the full clip in its entirety. He purposely presented an extracted clip.
The witness will suspend for a moment. It is not proper to refer disparagingly or to a member of the committee. The witness will not do that again. Witness may continue.
Sure, even though I was called despicable.
The witness may not refer to a member of the committee as stupid.
I didn't refer to him as stupid. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. You didn't listen to what I said. May I continue?
Please.
As I said, he is assuming that black people will not go pursue the full 2-hour clip. And he purposefully extracted, he cut off, and you didn't hear the question that was asked of me. He's trying to present as if I was launching a defense of Hitler in Germany, when in fact, the question that was asked of me was pertaining to whether or not I believed that Hitler was whether or not I believed in nationalism, and that nationalism was bad. And what I responded to was that I do not believe that we should be characterizing Hitler as a nationalist. He was a homicidal, psychopathic maniac that killed his own people. A nationalist would not kill their own people. That is exactly what I was referring to in the clip, and he purposely wanted to give you a cut-off similar to what they do to Donald Trump to create a different narrative. That was unbelievably dishonest, and he did not allow me to respond to it, which is worrisome and should tell you a lot about where people are today in terms of trying to drum up narratives. By the way, I would like to also add that I work for Prager University, which is run by an Orthodox Jew. Not a single Democrat showed up to the
How's it going, bruv?
Doing alright, bro. How you doing, bro?
The Act Man, Dr. Disrespect has brain damage. See, look at this. These people are depressed. I don't know this guy. You know what I mean? Doesn't know me, doesn't know my family, nothing. But he has to make content. He has to drop my name and make stupid ass fucking videos like this. Dr. Disrespect has brain damage. Like YouTube. Like, you're demonetizing me, man. Like, if we always stay in our lane. But depressed people, I mean, just look at this background and everything. Little toys and, I mean, maybe we gotta watch out for this guy, right? I mean, just look at him. I mean, give me a freaking break, man. Anyways, what if they have to get some sort of, it's like a satisfaction thing. I don't know what it is, where they have to worry about someone else or be concerned about someone else except themselves. Because if you take a look at him and his room setup, clearly, there's a level of deeper depression. Act-Man fell off. I mean, shit, what did he fall off of? It couldn't have been too tall. The Act-Man, Dr. Disrespect has brain damage. See, look at this. These people are depressed. I don't know this guy. You know what I mean? Doesn't know me, doesn't know my family, nothing. But he has to make content. He has to drop my name and make stupid ass fucking videos like this. Dr. Disrespect has.
Oh, what the? What? He's cheating! That doesn't even make sense. You go off the map. Yo, these guys are actually smurfing.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret that involves Willie's apple cider vinegar and how I like to use it. Number one, it's alive. One of the few apple cider vinegars that is.
British people be like, can I get a tuna sandwich?
Let's make money together. I hope you're used to let's make money to... Run into trouble? I can help you. Well,
I don't have time to go and... Hey.
What good things have you... Ah, it's you.
I don't have time to go and...
I've heard you've gotten better.
Want to buy something? Something up? Let.
Be careful. This is my seat.
I'm a legend in Hero Wars.
So that's what led into the idea of whether or not you could have feelings which don't map onto reality.
Are women always wrong?
No.
Are women never right?
Women tend to
Those
jump
not.
to the conclusions, and men
Just, you're always wrong, but women,
yeah,
no.
Men are
Of course
rational.
not.
They're
They just-
able to understand and get the logic. Women, we make our decision based on emotions. Yes. So that's the difference between men and women. If we
I
would
don't
be
do that.
able to see the situation actually.
Think like a man. That's
so-
one advice that I give to all you ladies here.
So like I asked
don't be
Alina.
don't be a man. Think like a man, and then you'll find a husband.
Well, think like a man, listen to a man.
Talking a 21-year-old.
Support a man, discuss things with a man, but
Men
absolutely
don't care about your
respect a man,
emotions.
number one.
They don't care about
Respect
your
a man.
emotions. They just care about what you look like. I'm just being completely honest.
That is the manhood not looking for the family or intimacy or connection. They care about what you look like so they can use
But
you
that's it.
temporary without any commitment. But men are designed by Mother Nature as well to connect with the physical
Men
attributes.
are predators. They're not like they will eat anything they see. Like that's just how they work. They don't care what it looks like. They'll eat anything. That's just how they work. It's nature.
We
It's
cannot
nature.
hear Andrew.
It's natural. That's
Wait, I'm super confused. Women do the exact same thing, right? So especially in countries where there's
We
very
can
little
just
food,
control
women
it
eat
better.
everything
We
that's
can
not nailed
control
down.
it
Women are
better.
also predatory. Women
can
also
control
hunt
it.
in packs.
We can control
Hang on,
it, though.
Let me finish. Let
we
me
have
finish.
more
Women also-
self-control than men.
Women also hunt in packs. Women are also predatory. Women also eat meat. They eat all the same things that men eat. They do all those same types of things. What are you talking about? When you say
Scientifically, women are
now, I
smarter
agree
than
with you
men.
that on this, men are the apex
proven.
predator. That's true. They're the apex predator. Men are. I agree with that.
See?
But to say that men are predatory and women are not predatory is insanity.
But you know, when we were going back, I'm trying to make my point. When I asked Alina, when she started dating this guy, was he punching the walls on right and left? She said no. So apparently his behavior had changed through the time that they were dating. So then you gotta get a little bit deeper and understand why his behavior had changed. Was it triggered? Maybe he was not heard. Maybe he was not respected. Maybe he had to show that he is a freaking man by doing the stupid stuff like that. But if we women, I don't know you, Alina, yeah, but I just know from my experience that if women would show respect to men, if we would hear them, if we would be able to validate them, show gratitude, their behavior is going to be completely different. They would not be punching the walls. I'm not talking about the crazy ones. Certainly there is crazy category out there as well.
Are you saying that it's okay for men to punch a wall in the presence of a woman
Are
or
you
a
saying
child?
it is okay for women to disrespect men?
What?
Is it okay?
Answer my question. I asked you a question.
Yeah, women, they able to motivate inadequate actions in men by showing them disrespect, by not showing them gratitude, by not showing them validation that we actually validate and appreciate and recognize him. So we are able to trigger those type of reactions. And again, I'm not talking about psycho and crazy ones, okay? But I'm talking about that you can get men completely messed up
Women are just as
mentally.
capable of abusing men as men are capable of abusing women. That's what I think.
So
your opinion is all over.
Mentally, I'm talking about mentally, not physically.
All over the
Physically,
place.
men are
So if-
stronger than women, but mentally,
no, men
women
are
are stronger
able
than
to
women.
cover up their feelings
I can't
inside.
believe
They
we're still
want
talking
the
about this.
feelings, but it is hard for them to reach out for those feelings. If we would be able to inspire in men to open up their feelings, then that's where the actually fulfilling relationships would be happening. But we are able to inspire absolutely the most amazing things in our men. We are. This is our power as a women. But if we are punching them,
Do you think
things
men
are not
smarter?
going to
Do
not.
you think men are smarter than women?
I have what is the 18-year-old smarter than 19-year-old? Is the 16-year-old? I mean, you cannot generalize. Is the Eastern European smarter than Americans or Asians are smarter than? You cannot generalize. It is not about smarter. Women typically they have better intuition than men. Women and men actually would be
Wait, do
looking for our advice. They would be looking for our advice. Men who are married and respect their wives, they come and it is not like, Andrew, do you come to your wife and discuss with her some things, or you are like, this is my way and that's it?
It depends on the situation, but yeah, we have discussions.
There you go. So even a guy as masculine and opinionated as he is,
Confidence. That's confiding.
he is talking to his wife. He is asking for her opinion as well because he respects her.
That is confidence. That's called confidence.
Confidence. What is confidence, Brian?
To confide. I mean, to speak with, essentially.
Discussion?
To have a discussion, yeah.
To have a
Just
discussion.
any discussion, like emotional and deep and yeah.
Discussion. Okay. Discussion. Yeah, but they're a team. You see, they're a team.
That's what
It is not about his wife is going against him or showing disrespect or whatever, but he's showing respect back to her as well.
What are
So,
you
but-
referring to?
But we women, we are able to inspire and motivate men to do either crazy stuff or great stuff. But it is our choice what we want, who we want them to be.
I think everyone's like, I don't know.
And
Also,
again,
it's not our job to work on their traumas. They have to want to work on their traumas.
it is our job as partners to work together.
We're each individual, like people, like no.
If you are going separate, like I'm working on my shit, you're
Until
working
you're
on your
married,
shit,
you
then
are considered as
no,
one when you get
no,
married.
You start.
Yeah, you are.
No, you start connecting right from the beginning. Why man should give you whatever you want without you giving him?
Nobody
what he
owes you
needs?
anything unless you're married. That's what I.
Wait, hold on.
How said
wait,
that you
wait,
will
stop,
be better?
stop. Hold on. Nobody owes you anything until you're married, is what you said?
Yeah.
Didn't earlier you say it's a man's job to protect a woman?
Well, no, that's a fatherly thing to do. Like I think
So if
all
you're hold on.
or I don't know.
If a man's dating a woman, did you not say that it's a man's job to
So
protect?
if you saw a child getting abused, would you
no, what? Hold on. You like.
intervene? Would you intervene or no? Would you support
What
the
does
man
this
or
have
no?
anything? I'll answer the question, but what does that have anything to do with what I'm asking you?
Because you're
talking
you're
about.
telling me that I'm responsible for like.
We're talking. You said that in a relationship.
to protect-
Hold on. Couple things here. You got to let people finish their fucking sentences, and you can't interrupt them. So.
That was rude.
No, it's rude for you to interrupt repeatedly. You did it to her. You've done it to multiple people here.
Am I not allowed to speak?
No, you are allowed to speak, but in order for us to hear you, we have to allow you to speak and listen to you, and then in exchange, you have to allow us to speak and listen to you.
What's crazy? Asking you to be polite and not interrupt people? I gave you a warning before politely, and you continue doing it, and you're doing it to me now.
Warning?
Yes, I
What
gave you
did
a warning.
warn me about?
This girl's abusive in a relationship. Okay, I warned you when Andrew was talking. You were interrupting.
Have I hit? You think I'll hit somebody?
You
think I hit
asked
him-
the most like
anybody?
unrelated, like non sequitur questions.
And you can't keep up. That's
ever.
why you can't keep up, like mentally.
When did I say you were physically
Okay,
abusive?
well, I can keep up mentally. So here's the
I know
answer,
he's
no.
probably listening to everything that I'm saying, but you are just like, I have no idea what you're saying. Like, I cannot
Well,
physically, like,
that's-
I'm
there's
losing
a-
brain cells listening to you.
I'm
Yeah,
losing
the
brain cells
reason-
listening to you.
No, you. Well, no, you.
No, you.
No, you.
No, you did that. Like, that's what you sound like.
Okay.
It is the effect this girl's doing on you. You're talking to Brian this way.
So if you need me to actually articulate what you did before Andrew was speaking, you've done it multiple times. You did it multiple times. You'll start talking while somebody else is talking. Andrew was talking. That's interrupting. So, and I told you to stop.
And I think some of that within reason, interjecting at certain key points in a conversation is fine, right? But I think there's a distinction between that and kind of incessant interrupting. The thing is like I'm not going to beat you up about it because I want to hear what you have to say. So let's have the convo.
It's okay. Rewinding here. I believe the question was, so you said that something like you don't owe them anything until you're married, or I don't want to misquote you. What did you say?
I forgot.
That's exactly what was said.
Okay. But earlier in the conversation, you said that men should protect women in the context of like a romantic relationship.
Did I?
You did.
I don't recall.
Whether you recall or not is irrelevant. Do you agree
Your
with the
opinion
statement?
is irrelevant.
Do you agree that that is your position?
What?
Are you just intentionally being...
I feel like you're
Like-
trolling.
What's the
I'm
question?
sorry.
It is
Like your
definitely.
Can you
thoughts that
repeat
you've
the
been here are
question?
so disjointed. They're all over the place. You seem like you're like just not
What do
here.
I seem like?
You don't seem
Bro.
like
No,
you're
this is
physically
her.
here. Like your consciousness isn't here.
Are
You like absolutely. I'm here.
You meant mentally, right? I meant
No.
mentally, though.
I mean, you just say whatever. It has
That's
nothing
what
to
I
even
think.
do with the topic. Like
You like seem like a little. I don't know. Like, do you want me to say? Should I say it? Delusional.
your opinion of me has absolutely no bearing. You are very young, and I just feel like you're trolling. So
That's your opinion.
okay.
I don't need your opinion. I didn't ask. Did I ask for your opinion? No.
Aren't you so glad I brought her? You said you wanted another girl.
So I'll repeat myself one final time here. You said you don't really owe anybody anything until you're married. Was that your statement?
What?
Bro, we cannot have... You obviously heard what I said.
I didn't hear you. Can you repeat the question?
I'm gonna repeat it one last time.
Can you speak up? Listen. Too. Because I can't really hear you. I'm hard of hearing. I can't hear that well.
Yeah, I see you smiling, so I know you're just fucking trolling. Look, we're trying to... I know sometimes we can joke around and stuff, but I'm really not gonna tolerate the trolling, so it's gotta stop. You understand?
You're trolling. You started it. You instigated this.
How did I...
Can you handle the heat or not?
How did I start it?
Or not?
How did I start it?
Answer the question.
I did not fly in from Florida for this. I gotta tell you that, honey.
Who? Who are you again? I don't think I've ever heard of you. Or met you, or I think you're irrelevant to me.
Okay. I still didn't fly in from Florida for this, to be trolled.
I really don't. You are not here.
Gia, answer the question.
Repeat it for her again.
Just repeat it one time, Gia. Be quiet and listen.
Do you want me to answer seriously or not seriously? Is this a serious question or not? Because if it's not a serious question, then I don't answer.
It's serious. Just listen to it.
Serious question.
I don't take disrespect.
Okay, that's fair. I'm going to repeat.
Sports donated $200.01. Dollar store Ariana, shut the fuck up. You are not just stupid. You are ignorant and a waste of a chair on the panel.
I mean, I guess
no one will know your name.
Has anyone else been compared to her? I don't think so.
Okay, so listen, I'll repeat the question, just so that you're totally clear. Do you think that leprechauns do actually exist at the end of the rainbow? I'm just wondering.
What's a
Do you think there is a little pot of gold there that you can follow it to the end?
What's a rainbow?
You can find a little leprechaun dancing. Yeah, do you think so?
What?
Do you think so?
What's a leprechaun?
Huh? What? What?
What?
Uh-oh.
You guys are underestimating my intelligence.
Oh no.
I think that's what's going on here.
I wildly overestimated it. But I was willing to indulge it.
I can play the part if you really want me to.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear. I'm hard of hearing. Couldn't hear you. Sorry.
Guess we're on the same page here, brother.
What's that?
Did you guys hear something? Because I don't think I did. I didn't hear anything.
We hear everything.
Is there a ghost in here?
What was the question again? Yeah, what was the question? Maybe we can answer it.
Well, so I mean, I've been trying to engage in good faith here, so I think the questions I asked you are...
irrelevant.
How are they irrelevant?
Okay, just let him finish.
Sorry, that was my fault. I'm so sorry. Can you forgive me
look, you're gonna need to check the
you?
fucking attitude. We can agree to have a good faith conversation moving forward. You did a bit of trolling. Congratulations.
Was that a threat?
Let him tell Gia.
On live too. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, yeah, totally. You saw he punched the wall. He punched the wall, so you know it was a threat.
How is that a threat? I'm telling you to cut it off.
Just let him speak. I can cut
Who's
something else
back
off.
there talking?
I can cut something else off.
They need to.
Wait,
they
what's
need to
the
knock
threat?
it off.
That sounded like a threat on live TV. It sounded like a threat.
Or can I? I don't know. What did I say? Who said that? 'Cause I didn't say it. I didn't say anything. Is there a ghost in here? Woo!
I need water.
Next question, please.
Well, I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to navigate this here. So I'm trying to reel things back and bring it back to a good faith conversation. You had your fun. You did a bit of trolling. So are we going to have a good faith conversation? or are you going to keep this up?
Are you gonna keep asking stupid questions?
All right, you're kind of pushing it. I mean, I'm again.
Ask stupid questions, get stupid answers. Like, I don't know what else you want.
I'm trying to extend an olive branch here so we can move on with the conversation.
Okay.
It wasn't a stupid question. It was related to the conversation.
Yeah, you didn't hear what the question was. Just let him ask the question.
I just said. I don't like repeating myself. I asked you to like.
You asked me to what?
He's eating popcorn. I love it. Good job.
So professional.
Shut up, dork. I'll eat popcorn if I want to.
I'm saying.
What a fucking dork. Stop being a dork and either engage in the conversation or get out of here. One or the other.
I will gladly. I didn't ask.
Well, then gladly get the fuck up and get out of here, tard.
Why?
Because I'm so tired of tard wrangling you. It's literally tard wrangling at this point. Just get up and get the fuck out.
You just can't handle the fact that I'm smarter than you, and like you can't keep up with the conversation. If you can't hold the conversation any longer, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Oh, you almost made it.
I ended that. I literally what did you want me to do? Take that? I wasn't gonna take that, especially not on live. Nor behind the scenes either. I would never take that. Personally, I would not let that slide if I were anybody in this room. Anybody in this room. Universe.
You go, girl. Do the finger snap thing on the way out. Do that for us. Do the finger snap. Be like, I'm not gonna take that.
Usually I would be the one to walk out.
I'm a strong woman. I'm smart as everybody. I'm so smart. Oh, I ain't taking nothing from you.
Oh, thanks.
Go,
I didn't.
Do the whole thing.
You think I'm smart?
Do the whole thing.
So you think I'm smart?
Lean into the feminism. Lean into it. I got my popcorn here. I'm ready for the race.
Grid 1 Motorsports donated $200.01. This is why no one wants to be around this dumb beach, not even her parents. Get the fuck out. Literally the dumbest person this panel has seen in a while.
That's the only thing you guys can do is hate. Like, that's all. Hate from... Bro.
Grid 1 Motorsports, thank you for the TTS. Astute observation.
Can you say cash me outside? How about that?
What?
Can you say cash me outside? How about that? Can you do that?
Sure. No, I'm not
do the
gonna
cash
say
me
that.
outside.
I'm not saying that. Will you guys pay me if I say that?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Oh, okay,
Will
then
you
no,
say
I'm
it?
not saying that. No. I don't work for free.
I mean, aren't you here for free?
I don't know, am I?
I don't know, are you?
I don't know. Am I?
I don't know, are you?
I don't know.
All right, so I'm gonna ask.
What do you know?
Andrew, I'm gonna ask the question one more time.
Can I ask you one question before? You asked me a question.
Is it related to the...
It's related to what he was just talking about.
No. So, okay. I'm going to ask you the question.
Then no.
Then
Why would
no.
I answer yours if you won't answer mine?
Because we're not going to have a meta conversation. I'm going to bring it back to the actual conversation at hand. Okay, so earlier in the conversation, you said something along the lines of men should protect women. Right, in the context of like a romantic relationship, men should protect women, boyfriends should protect girlfriends, husbands should protect wives, or what? Boyfriends should protect girlfriends, men should protect women in general when it comes to dating. But you said you're not owed anything in a relationship prior to marriage.
Yeah.
So how do you reconcile these two conflicting positions?
What do you mean?
You want me to define reconcile?
Yeah, please. See, I'm not perfect.
Well, just for you, just so I have it perfectly, I will Google the exact definition of reconcile. So make consistent with another, especially by allowing, well,
what?
Make consistent with another, cause to coexist in harmony, make compatible.
And then what was the other word that you added in that sentence, like before that?
You want me to be defining?
It was pedantry. He was using the word pedantry.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry. No, I'm actually being I'm not trying to like trigger you.
That's the third
I'm sorry,
time.
that was a trigger. No, I'm sorry. You worded it. Your intellect, I honestly like.
donated $200.
Yeah.
There is a village missing there, idiot.
Okay, yeah,
And we
go.
found her. Please, Brian, kick Pugsley Adams off the show.
Can you
She offers nothing to any conversation.
I'll ask you a simple question. What's
What's 9 plus 10? 21.
What's your body count?
What?
What's your body count?
11.
Did you say 9 plus 10
so
is
shut the
21?
fuck up. What?
Did you say 9 plus 10 is 21? Yeah, you did. You said 9 plus 10 is 21. I thought you just got done saying you're the smartest person here. Fucking tard wrangling up in here.
Sorry.
This really scares me to have a daughter. Like, I think I'm done. 4 boys is fantastic. Like, this is terrifying.
Oh, you got 4 boys?
Yeah, 4
Congrats.
boys. Thank you.
Congrats.
Look at you.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. That was a joke. Guys. Kumbaya.
All right.
So, would you want, while you are dating a man, to protect you?
It's not necessary, but like
So
I don't like to feel scared anywhere I go. Like
So, okay, so how would you then define whether or not he is a protector and provider if he does not show his qualities while you are dating? Would you be marrying blind without knowing whether
Oh
he is
no,
a
I would
protector?
never marry a man that would ever.
So how would you find out if he's
Has ever put his
protector and provider if he
But if
does
he
not
did think
display that while you are dating?
Wait, what? Can you? Sorry. I
So
was talking over you, and I was speaking while you were speaking, so technically I couldn't.
I understand you need
please, she has to
attention. I
go.
understand that. Yes. So while you are dating, you have to define whether or not this partner is right for you, right? But you are saying that man should not be protecting and providing you until marriage, correct?
No, I think men should protect you before marriage, but not provide for you.
Okay, protect.
Yeah.
Protect. Okay. So then he is displaying his qualities as a protector while you are dating, but at the same time you do not give him anything back. You're holding
Well,
holding
he doesn't
your
owe me anything either. I'm not asking for anything. Neither should he ask me for anything.
But how he would be able to define whether or not you're a good wife material
What do
if you don't show
what
that
makes a
you're in
good- what makes a
dating
woman
period?
wife material?
Someone who is supportive, someone who I already said before the number of qualities. Someone who knows how to respect a man, someone
Yeah.
who knows how to worship a man,
Yeah.
someone who not arguing with a man,
Okay.
not competing with a man.
Okay, a woman who shuts up, cleans.
It is not
has a
about
big
shutting up. No, it's not about shutting up.
Oh.
But a woman, I mean, it should be joy for the woman
Women
to
who can
actually.
eat. They like a man like a girl that can eat. That's what they like. I
Well,
can eat.
you know, if you want fulfilling
And I have a
relationship,
job. No, I'm
if you do you want fulfilling and loving relationship?
What do you mean? Like, do I want to get married one day?
No, loving and
do I want
fulfilling
to feel, do I want to
relationship.
feel love from my do you feel love?
Do you want fulfilling and loving marriage?
I can fulfill myself. I don't need a man. Let's just make that clear. I don't need.
So why do you?
Ooh, the feminist statement of the night. I don't
So-
need a man. Here
Why
we
would
go.
you be even dating man if you don't need a man?
Because I like having sex. That's why.
But there is other things you can use for sex.
I don't think so.
You don't need a man.
I use men for sex.
But you don't want to open your heart one day.
I'm just kidding. You guys really think I use men for sex? No. Oh my god. Like what? Come on.
Well,
I would never do that. That's crazy.
So you, in our conversation before, you said that you would not want to treat your man like a husband while you are dating.
Oh yeah, no way. No.
But at the same time, you want him to protect you while you are
No, I'm
dating.
just kidding. Wait, what? What do you mean?
Are
you
okay.
aware?
This
what
is
you're
getting
doing?
crazy.
Or are you
What?
really?
No, I'm fully aware.
No, she's doing it for attention.
What? I'm sorry, I don't ask for attention. I just get it.
I just take it.
Even if it's good or bad, that's really sad.
I know. I mean, that's your opinion.
You see,
You're a
that's
hater. I guess haters back off.
That's what women do.
Yeah, but we
Take
can't
it.
have a
In the flesh.
conversation because you just
That's
can't
so
even
sad.
have a
That's
conversation.
actually really sad. You literally were making comments earlier, like putting down OF like girls, like that's actually a hater. You're not a girl's girl whatsoever. You're a woman hater.
She betrayed the sisterhood. Betrayed
traveling
the
pants.
sisterhood.
I wasn't putting down anyone. I said get your bag. I just said you may not get the man you want while you're getting it, and that is fair.
I would not let that slide. I take that as very disrespectful towards all the OF girls. None of the OF girls would like you.
Intention to
The thought is coming from her brain, so it's true.
I mean, I guess, yeah, I know. She can't help it. It's like engraved in her head that you
Her
women
thought is
cannot
coming from her
be
brain
hot
that OnlyFans girls
and
suck, so therefore it's true, right?
I never said they suck. I would not say that.
No, I know, but if you did, it would be true.
I'm just
if it
hot
came
and
from
I
your brain.
exist. Like, I'm sorry you're mad that I'm hot and you're not. I'm just kidding.
What's your name?
Okay.
Gia.
Gia, I'm so bad with names, I apologize. Gia.
And whether you take that offensively or not, that's your opinion. That really shows whether you think
just
you're
took
hot or
offense,
not.
and that's your opinion.
No, I honestly I don't get offended. I'm just
You
joking.
just did.
I made a joke. Do you guys not know who Miranda Sings is? Haters back off. Like, do you not know who that is? I'm sorry.
That
Maybe you're
show
too
is like
old.
7
I'm
years
sorry, yeah,
old.
you're probably too old for that.
So
like,
why
I'm
are
sorry.
you-
You're in a
it's
completely
not relevant.
different generation than me. Like, you can't relate
Yes,
to me.
I am,
No,
so you should
can't.
listen to me.
You really can't. How old are you?
37. I
I'm
said I want-
21.
I know you're very young, and I think you're doing this for attention.
Okay,
and
I'm sorry
I feel
that you're
bad for you, and I did not fly here from Florida to not have a conversation. Like you're
What?
you're
You want-
ruining the
Are you
panel.
mad that I'm getting more attention than you are?
No,
Is
it's
that
not about
what it is?
attention. You're just ruining the
Am I
panel. We're
taking
not.
your
I didn't
am
come
I in
here
the
to talk to you.
spotlight? I'm sorry. That's what you sound like.
You gotta stop interrupting. You
Your
gotta let
hair
people
literally
finish.
matches your whole personality. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
What's your intention?
All right. Well, you can't start insulting the panelists now. So.
I'm so sorry. I think you're very.
What is sorry with a W?
She is. You
The
are so
fuck's
beautiful.
sorry?
I don't understand why you're hating on me. Like, I think you're
She's
so
not
pretty.
hating, it's her opinion.
No, I just,
Yeah, but-
I literally
how you
mentioned
think
the first thing I ever said
I'm
was
not
I said
hating.
that I
This
do
isn't
OF.
about
I
anyone's
said I do
looks.
OF, and
It's
you
not
said
about anyone's
that
looks.
no
You're
man would
just-
wife. I'm not wifey material or whatever you said. You
That's
said I'm
not
not
what I
wife
said.
material. Sorry,
not
I'm
what she said.
It's not really about that. You're trolling this
okay.
conversation.
Okay.
We can't even have a real conversation on this panel because you've been
'Cause you
trolling
don't
it for I
listen
don't
to
even
me.
know. I don't
You
have
don't-
a
you're not
watch, but probably
listening.
about an hour.
You're
No,
not
everyone's listening and everybody thinks you're ridiculous, honey.
That's only you. That's
No,
you.
it's not
just you,
only me.
babe.
Brian, is
It's
it only
just
me?
You, babe.
Not
I think
just
it's
you.
just you, babe.
Not just you.
It's just me. Yeah. Okay.
No,
Okay.
not just you.
Not just me.
Not
okay.
just
I was
you.
like, what?
No, not just you.
Good.
Well, perhaps I can speed things along here a little bit.
Please.
I have a couple questions for you. So, and then we'll get back to some of the panelists here. So,
What do you do for work?
no. Hold on.
Ma'am?
Hold on.
Wait, Gia, hold on.
Okay, so,
I'm a singer.
okay.
What are
Gia.
you?
Hey, Gia.
Well, sing me a fucking song, Gio.
Who's that?
Sing
Who's
me
Gio?
a fucking
Who's Gio?
song, Gio.
What's your name?
Yeah.
Paul?
Okay, so
Make
Gia.
me, hey, can you make it a love ballad? I
Rob?
really like those. Can you make it a,
Hold
can you
on,
make it a love
Andrew.
ballad?
Andrew, let me have.
Ligma?
It's kind
Ligma. Ligma. Is that your name? Ligma
She
balls,
come up
bitch.
with this Ligma? Really?
Ligma balls, bitch.
You gonna do a fucking 12-year-old meme? Really, Ligma? Catch me outside. How about that?
Catch me outside. How about that? Yeah, I was literally about to say that. You read my mind.
I know I did. But it's because you have no mind.
I'm sorry. Is that why you're making fun of me and addressed me with?
Yeah, it's
like,
a lot of fun.
Is that
Make
why you
fun of you.
address me as a
You're
man?
basically
Are you
dumb as a box of
intimidated by
rocks. All
me?
you have
I'm
is
a little
trolling.
girl.
I like to troll too.
I'm
Hey,
a girl.
I can
I'm
troll
a
too.
girl. I'm not
Sing
a
me
man.
a fucking
My
song.
name
Go get an
is
acoustic and
XGia.
sing me a fucking song.
Okay?
Sing me a song. Make it a
XX.
love ballad. Yeah, there you go.
He's a fan. He's a fan.
We can
he's a
start with
fan.
that. We can start with that.
Sorry, guys. Okay, let's get back on track here.
All
Let's
right.
get back on track.
So, let me, Andrew, just let me ask the questions, and I'll speed this along as quick as I can. Gio, what do you think of men?
Wait, what? I'm just kidding. I heard you. What's a man? What's a
Ontologically or metaphysically or
What
like
do you
which way are you
define a-
asking
how
what
do you
a man
define a
is so that
man?
I'm clear?
What makes a man a man? I know, but what makes a man a man?
I mean, this definitely meets the threshold for, like, disruptive, sabotage, interruption. But
No, I think it's fair game. Do you mean ontologically?
No,
I just want to make sure I get the question clear.
I'm just Uno reversed you, and you're getting
Don't
upset because I
engage her
Uno
on the
reversed.
troll. Let me get through this. Okay, so.
How do you do? How is this your job if you get offended so
Answer the
quickly?
question, answer
How do you get offended?
So okay. It's definitely reaching the threshold of the troll. So,
Sorry,
answer
you
the
think
question.
I'm funny, and you're not. I'm just kidding. Sorry. Okay.
You guys should like
Anyways.
tape her mouth shut just for a little.
Okay, so
I'll leave.
what do you
I'll
think?
gladly leave.
What do you think of men?
What?
What do you think of men?
I just asked you to not ask me stupid questions. So, if you're like not taking me seriously, what makes
How
you
is
think that I'm
that?
going to take you seriously? What's your name?
All right.
I don't know your name.
I'll see if I can get something else out of you. Who do you think is the primary victim of war, men or women?
What?
You gonna answer a question?
Who goes to men? I mean, who goes to war, men or women?
Typically men.
Okay. So then what do you like?
Who's the primary victim of war, men or women?
Men.
Okay. Are men or women physically stronger?
Men.
Can you be sexist towards men?
No.
Can you be sexist towards women?
Yes.
Why can't you be sexist towards men?
Men are sexual predators, and women are not.
What does that have to do with sexism?
What? That's like two different questions. Boom. Mic drop. Sorry. I'm just
do you
really
think-
smart. I'm actually really smart.
Can you be racist towards white people?
What?
Can you be racist towards white people?
Why don't you ask them that? Not me. Don't ask me. I'm not black.
No, can you be racist?
I'm not black. You can't ask me a question that you can only ask a black. I'm not black.
No, I'm not saying if you can be racist
Do I
towards...
look black to you? You can't ask me that.
No, but
I can't answer
Can,
that.
not you.
That's a setup. That's a setup.
Can people in general be
you
racist
answer?
towards white people?
You answer that then. If
You
it's
can
not
be
a setup,
racist
then
towards
you
anybody,
answer.
I believe.
Okay, then answer.
He's asking you.
Are you being racist right now?
No, I'm
Okay,
asking
then
you a question.
you answer. If you're not racist, answer.
No, but it's
If you're not racist, what's your name? Jana. Answer.
You don't remember anything, so I'm not gonna really
I
say
really
anything.
don't really. I don't
All right,
want to know
I'll-
your name
I'll take
either. Anyways.
Back over here. Do you think that white people have culture?
No.
Hmm. Do you believe in male privilege?
Yes.
Do you believe in toxic masculinity?
No.
Hmm. Let's see. Do you
I'm
believe?
just kidding. I'm white. I can season chicken. Okay.
Mm-hmm. What is a woman?
Me.
What you are?
I'm a woman. I identify as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Whatever your name is. Geo is a boy name, not a girl name.
Do you
My
think
name is
we-
Gia.
do you
Not
think-
Geo.
okay. Do
Correction.
you think
I'm correct or not
yeah.
at all.
Do you think men are important?
I do.
Hold on.
I do think men are important.
Surreal Geo, only reason I,
love
think you're still
men.
there is because you're causing enough people to cringe hard enough they
I
feel the need
love
to donate
men.
200 for the sole purpose of letting you know you're a dumb blank. Surreal, thank for the 200.
Why are you reading that out loud?
It's a TTS that didn't trigger, so I read it.
That was not
instead
okay.
of,
That was a hate comment, and you just read that out loud. So you are, like, that was hate speech. You can go to jail for that.
That's great. Cool.
Yeah.
Do you think men are important?
I can sue you if I really wanted to.
Sounds-
so don't
sounds
fuck
good.
with
I'll
me,
see
ho.
you in court.
Don't fuck with me, ho.
Sounds good. Do you think men are important?
I just answered that.
Straight to
Next
jail.
question,
The,
please.
the TTS came through.
Next question.
Do you think men are important?
Next question.
Do you think men are trash?
I love men.
Mm-hmm. Do we need men?
I love dick in my mouth. I'm just kidding. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
In my bleep ASS. No, I'm just kidding. What, am I? I don't know. Let's see and find out. No, I'm just kidding. Would you fuck me? I'm just kidding.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
I don't
All right,
think you
you
would.
ready now?
I think you're lying.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So that was fun. That was fun. But you've been
I
disruptive.
love you.
You've been disruptive, so
Thanks for having me.
you gotta leave.
It's extra
so kindly get
This is Sparta!
What?
get up, get out.
What'd you say?
Your
What did you
permission-
just say?
He said, "Get the fuck out of here, you dumb bitch! Get out!"
Who?
That's what he said. He
Who?
said, "Get
Who
the
are you
fuck outta
asking? Who
here."
are you asking?
You too, homie.
Who are you speaking to?
I'm speaking to you.
What's my name?
Your permission to be here has been revoked. You need to leave.
What's my name?
I don't care.
If
what
you ask me nicely, I will get up. But if you ask me,
Oh, I don't have to ask you nicely. Your permission to be here has been revoked.
It's just been
unsubscribe,
revoked.
guys. This can't. This.
It's just been revoked.
Okay. Where's my shoes? Nobody's wearing shoes
They're
here, by
over
the
there.
way, guys. That's just how weird it is. When you walk in, they ask you to take off your shoes and get naked. What? Fuck the whatever podcast.
Ta-ta. Ta-ta.
Gia out.
Ta-ta.
Yeah, Gia out.
Nick, video here.
Well, moving forward.
First, she's gonna steal our shit, guys. Our purses are in the front. So I'm pleased about that. That's your friend?
No.
Oh, I thought y'all were friends.
No.
Andrew, are you enjoying the peace and silence?
To come and I knew she
Oh yeah, that was
taking
great.
a little
What do you mean?
break?
I love that kind of shit.
We can carry the conversation. Now it's you and all the girls. You don't have to share us with anyone. Come on.
No, are you kidding? I love when people do the low tier trolling. That's my favorite kind. Like I always enjoy it because there's no way for them to really win, right? All they can really do is just sit there and make Brian money, which is hilarious to me. It's like it always backfires, but for some reason they do it anyway. But I just think it's hilarious.
I feel bad for. It's like I'm always trying to dig, can I help the person or not? This is gonna be would be challenging. Very, very challenging.
I know, me too. That's crazy. This is a habit.
Hang on. Shh, we gotta hear this. Hang on.
Just fucking leave. You sound twat. Get the fuck out of my studio. Get the fuck out of my studio. Take her out. You take her out. You need to leave. Your permission to be here is revoked. You gotta go. Just fucking leave, man. Don't make it a fucking big deal.
What'd you just call me?
You need to fucking leave.
That one more time before
Your permission to be here has been revoked. I'm trespassing you. I am trespassing you. You can't be here.
This is really
You gotta leave.
like for us.
Fucking leave.
No. You two are good. You're good. You two are perfectly fine. You've been great. You've been fantastic. No worries about you at all.
I'm literally worried.
Are you talking to us?
No, not you. Not you. Talking to Kylie and Penny. No, you guys have been great. You've been great.
Control the best.
What did he say?
She's a goofball. She doesn't help. No, she cannot real.
Oh, are you not streaming all this? The departure? Andrew, come on. You're the host.
What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to rotate the camera with my psychic power? Or what? Like, what do you want me to do here?
All you need to do is make Kylie, right? Kylie? To smile because she's. People making comments on her beautiful smile. So she can carry the show.
All right. Is she out of the studio now?
No, she does not
She's
want to
still in
leave.
the studio.
She's still here. She's troller.
No, the other one. No, that's just her.
Huh?
That's just her.
Yeah.
It's like she believes it, so it's not like anger.
Wait, she guys is friends?
No.
We just thought that we're gonna get to know a bit more.
You brought her? My sister was supposed to come, but she canceled last minute, so Brian asked me to bring someone.
We thought she was a character, but I didn't know she was gonna be like this.
So we brought her.
Yeah.
So she was just saying all that shit. Like, I do explicit content, I don't. Like, just
No, I have
just
no
making shit up, right?
Yeah, it's all over the place.
This is her as a person. She's not trolling. She's always like this.
Oh, that's her.
She's always like this. What the hell is going on? Why? What is going on with the emotes?
But Andrew, come on, honestly, you enjoyed it, didn't you? Come on, she got you going. Now they're having such a boring time. Like everybody is in agreement
I
with
thought
you.
that was pretty funny, but
Yeah, I agree with that. With deep
Yeah.
dive to her. I agree with you.
Me neither.
Is she gone?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Round of applause, guys. Amazing.
But now Andrew is speechless, you see?
totally speechless.
Yep.
Don't know what. Okay, so she's out of the studio now.
Yes. Yes, she's out.
Okay, so
I think
here's
they're
why.
with her,
Here's why I didn't just kind of keep the show going from this end. It's because I know the whatever audience pretty well, right?
Yeah.
And they wanted to hear, even if it was so just ever so faintly, they still wanted to hear what was going on in the background. And I was not going to deprive the whatever audience of that. I wasn't going to do it. And so, yeah, I allowed them to hear because that's just the kind of guy I am. Just the kind of guy I am. But anyway, we can get back to the show.
Back to the show.
All right. I'm sorry about that, guys, but I mean, she refused to leave even back there. We had to essentially threaten that we were going to call the police. Well, that certainly meets the criteria for a sabotage or trolling situation, so whatever legal options may be available to us, we'll see. But, so, let's see here.
I can't believe that. I gotta go over and punch my.
By the way,
I gotta go punch the wall.
we were recording all the bullshit that was going on back there. Maybe I should have turned the camera, to be honest. Sorry you guys missed it on stream. What's that? Whatever. So, can you guys turn that light out there? Guys, we're going to post it to our Discord. Hold on.
Brion Andrew fan donated $200. Thank you for kicking her off. Long time watcher, first time donator. She is super toxic.
Runt, Brian, Andrew friend. Thank you, man. Appreciate the TTS. So we were filming all the BTS. We'll post it to our Discord. It's discord.gg/whatever. Nick, can you pull it up, please? It's going to be in the behind the scenes section here. We post a bunch of like the BTS and stuff. So we'll post all the like the kick out and stuff on there. So yeah, man. You can find it there, discord.gg/whatever. Make sure you don't join the Discord. Can you guys
Hello, darlings. Futuristic scooters, old school website. Relax. Smart AI will sort this. Design, text, images, instantly generated for your business. Your digital partner, Ionos.
I think I was mentioning a couple things in terms of traits that would be positive in a woman. I mentioned being submissive, low body count.
What's a low body count to you?
I mean, it depends on the age, you know? So
I guess.
You give them a bit more leeway if they're, a bit older, if they're a bit younger and they've got more. But, so what was your...
I was just wondering, like, is that important to you specifically?
To me,
body
it's
count?
important to men.
Being submissive.
Yeah.
Yeah, both are pretty important. Yeah.
A lot of guys won't say it, but it's
For the
pretty...
body count part, why is that? I just want to know.
Why? Oh, there's a couple reasons.
Well, just because.
Go on.
Is
You
it
start
like to
off
be like safe or clean?
What's that?
Is it to be like clean? Like you would prefer someone who is more like conservative with it, like.
So I mean, there's a couple.
Can I start it? Please?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so first and foremost, I feel like, and again, my views are very old school, but I feel like a woman's body is like, it's women are just different to men, yeah. So I feel like women, because they can get it easier, they shouldn't just give it up to like every kind of dude, you know what I mean? Whereas guys, like it's hard for guys to get sex, so guys have to work for it. It's a lot harder than women.
Really?
Yes.
You think so?
I know so.
Oh.
I know so. But in saying that, I think the body count is very important if you like want to marry a woman. Like No guy in their right mind would marry a woman that slept with 100 dudes. No guy would.
Yeah,
Well,
but at the
maybe.
same time, I feel like guys who just want a low body count just don't fuck good, so they don't want the girl to know.
Yeah, but that's
what
a
real
coke.
sex is
That's a cop out excuse.
No.
That's a cop out excuse.
bullshit.
No,
Yeah,
there's lots of guys out there that just don't want that kind of woman. They'll fuck with those kind of girls, but they won't marry them or date them. So it really, like, I don't know any guy. Like, I've got lots of friends that are married. I don't know any one of them that's had a girl that's more than like 30, 40. Even that's too high for me. Like body count. So body count is important, but guys don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Guys don't want to talk about it because they get like, oh no, you're just saying that because you don't perform good in sex. It's nothing to do with that. Nothing at all. It's literally just like when I hear like a woman's been with a lot of guys, it's a turn off. You know
So
what I mean?
would you marry a girl without her first?
Hell no.
Okay.
I would not. But I would also get to know what her background is and, find out what kind of girl she is, what she's done, who she's been with. And in saying that, like, I'm not completely prudish. Like, I understand, like, people go through relationships, they'll have a one-night stand here and there. But give or take, like, I have my, like, standards and values, and I just like to stick to it, Someone else might be different, and that's their prerogative. It doesn't bother me. But for me, like, I personally couldn't date someone who has more than, like, let's say, like, double digits. To me, it's, like, too much.
Like
But
20?
I'm way too much.
Really?
Way too much.
What about when you were saying that you were like a boy back
I'm
in
a
your
guy.
time?
It's completely different.
Oh,
I'm
so
sorry.
you think that you can like whoever you want, but like girls?
I'm
can't?
sorry, it's completely different.
It's a
men and
shitty
women,
double
men,
standard, yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's
It is
a
what it is, yeah.
Look,
It is
I'll say it's a double standard, but it is what it is. Like men can get away with it, and women, unfortunately, they get judged for it. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's just the society we live in. And, I'm just addressing the elephant in the room. No guy would marry a woman that slept with like 100 dudes. No guy would. Find me a guy that would, please.
you
Unless
think
you're like the
about,
guy
like-
from No Jumper.
Beaver.
Who?
Isn't Lana
Right.
Rhodes married? Who? Lana Rhodes. Is she married?
I think a lot of stars are married.
Yeah,
and
but stars normally marry with other people within that industry.
I don't.
Yeah, but I mean,
Wait.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of
You know
people
what I
out there
mean?
that would marry a star.
Obviously, there's always outliers. I'm not saying
Yeah.
there isn't. I'm just saying that a majority of guys aren't fond of the idea of having a partner or a wife who might be the future mother of their children having like 50 inside of her before they met him. That's just what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Like anyone, like any guy, please speak up now, guys in the audience, anyone at the back, if I'm saying anything wrong.
Well, the chat master's coming.
And it's also like saying put two men together, put two women together, both the same age, both the same socioeconomic status level, looks, everything. One has a body count of 10, one has a body count of 50. The guy's going to pick the one with 10 every single time. Every single time. Unless they're
Yeah.
I've built up more of a body count with my partner than without.
Say again?
So my partner, when I first got with him, I was at, I think 9.
Yeah. I mean, look, what I say shouldn't
we had
shouldn't
fun
bother
together.
you and shouldn't trigger you. That's just my
No,
thoughts, my views.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like who am I to tell you how to live your life? You can live your life how you want, and you can have your opinions too. That's cool. I respect that. But I'm saying in my eyes, in my world, this is how I think. And I'm also just letting you know, a lot of guys actually do think like this. Like we really do. But just guys are just too scared to speak up, to challenge the status quo, or just out of fear of like just being judged. But it is what it is. We genuinely feel that very strongly about it. It's the same way like girls feel like about a guy who's like short. Like they won't say it, but like fucking girls don't like short guys.
No, we
guys
won't
don't
say it.
like girls that are like hundreds of dudes. We don't.
And then somebody posed a question just now. I missed it, but
Oh, I was way up to him. I asked
Yeah, I
him
think
about
so.
like when he previously said that he was like a boy. Like,
And
does
I
it-
told you that men and women are different. We're not built
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
Men are made to spread their seed. Biologically, this has been proven by science that men, like especially back in the prehistoric era, Neanderthals, all that shit, men were spreading their seed. Women were the bearers that carried the child for 9 months, that looked after the child. Nothing's changed. The only thing that's changed is society has tried to like shame men for basically like sleeping around, and it's like and with this whole wave of feminism, it's trying to equalize things. But because that's happened, it's like it's been tilted a little bit more in the women's favor. But go 100 years ago, back to like our mums and our mums' mums, they were way less promiscuous than the women of today.
Well, there's technology now to ensure that those things don't happen. Like
With Vodafone Exchange, get a new phone every year.
Tony here chooses to get a new phone every year.
By exchanging his old one. Don't worry, Mike. You can get a new phone too. Get a new phone every year with Vodafone Exchange on the nation's network. Go to vodafone.co.uk.
Control and stuff. So I feel like
But
as
we're not talking about like we're
technologies
not.
get better,
But we're not, we're not talking about
Things
being
change.
like we're not talking about being pregnant, falling pregnant.
Mhm.
We're just like what we're trying to say is like just
But that's the
preferences.
reason, though. The reason is because women can get pregnant, and so you're supposed to have a low body count because you're negating that from happening. But now that we're evolving as a species, we're being able to become more equal because we're able to control ourselves. Yeah.
Control?
Yeah.
How long does evolution typically take? You think it takes 40 years?
Well, I feel like we've definitely changed as a society within like the last 10,000 years.
Yeah, but it doesn't unwind. So men have a sort of almost evolutionary revulsion to promiscuity in women. That women can have an intellectual disgust for promiscuity in men, and actually there is an evolutionary basis in women having a disgust in it for men too, but it's not as substantial, and it's for a different reason.
Lots of women can be disgusted by a high body
Yeah,
count,
so for
but
example,
it's
like
nowhere near as common.
one of the evolutionary reasons a woman might be disgusted by a promiscuous man is that it comes down to, and it's sort of similar but different, so it comes down to parental, what's the term? Like if a man's promiscuous, he's less likely to
be a
stick
parent.
around.
Yeah.
So like women are going to look at that on an evolutionary component and be like, well, if I have a child with you, if you get me pregnant, are you going to actually have the resources to be able to support the family, et cetera, et cetera? Whereas for men, the difference is a bit reason. It comes down to paternity uncertainty. So if the woman's promiscuous, there's no way for us to.
But we got rid of that now. So
How?
like by having birth control, it's a less
What do you
likely chance of that happening.
Right, but okay, so it doesn't undo hundreds of thousands of years of evolution, a modern invention from, the 60s or DNA test in
No,
the
I get
80s.
that, but I feel like things are going that way. Things are going into that direction.
Right, but just because we have changed doesn't mean that it doesn't undo the evolution that's already occurred that gives men that evolutionary basis for having like a disgust response to promiscuity
Well,
in women.
I agree with that. I agree that there's a disgust response, but I'm saying that I feel like
mean,
a lot of other men.
Would you agree that? Do you feel like a lot of guys genuinely feel like that? Like honestly, I'm asking all you girls. Do you feel like guys don't really care about body count, or do you think they somewhat do? I'm curious.
No, it's true. They definitely
Like all
do.
jokes aside and all bullshit aside, do you think they care?
Yeah, they
Like
do.
how many times have you girls been questioned by boyfriends or partners or lovers? Or how many guys have you been with? How many guys have you slept with? You know?
My current boyfriend, no, he doesn't really.
You're still
care.
super young. When you get a bit older,
Yeah, I
like,
feel. Yeah, I agree
you know
with
what I mean?
that.
It's like at 18, like what do you expect? Oh, I've been with 100 guys.
Yeah,
you know,
no.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah,
like
at that age, they could have like
That-
a body count that's
Yeah.
objective,
extremely rare.
but it's much more rare. So like at that age, most guys are not gonna.
Correct. I mean, when I was 18, I wasn't asking my 18-year-old girlfriends what's your body
I
count.
feel like most guys ask now.
Yeah.
Thanks for the
They're
podcast.
very. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Guys always ask now.
Hey, Brian fighting the good fight.
Yeah.
I think nowadays it's kind of a key question
But
to
actually,
ask.
I
Yeah,
want
see,
to.
there you go. Key question.
I do actually want to go back to something that kind of a bit of a back and forth that you two were having. So, Chessbra, you were saying how you were a boy when you were younger, you were
Yes.
promiscuous when you were younger.
Yes.
I mean, I was actually, and you were saying how men and women are different.
Correct.
And so, I actually don't see anything wrong though. So let's say he slept with 100 plus women, and then after doing so, he determines, well, actually, I think a woman with a low body count is actually more optimal when it comes to being in a relationship with. I actually don't see anything wrong with that, and I actually don't think it's hypocritical at all. You might not like it, but I don't think it's actually hypocritical.
I think it's just preference-wise, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's hypocritical at
Okay.
all. I don't care
Okay,
about
sure.
any of that. I do not care about body counts with my partner. I'm not gonna, like, if they have a lot, I'm not gonna shame them for it.
Sure.
And if they have, like, little, it's like, okay. Like, I don't really
mean,
care. Like, you are who you are. Everyone
that's
before.
that's your prerogative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like each and every one of us are different, but I think what Brian is trying to say is that like it puts me in a position that I can see a little bit more clearly what would be good for me and what wouldn't be good for
Yeah,
me
that's
because
your
I've
traits.
experienced like the spectrum. You
Yeah.
know, so I've been with like girls that are like a little bit out there, and I've been with like more like I guess you could say like more introverted girls, and I know at the end of the day because I've lived that kind of life, I can't be someone be with someone who's also lived that kind of life, because that'd be just too much like.
That's just your traits, so I
You know
get
what I
that.
mean? Yeah.
That's fair.
Did anybody else have anything on the body count combo?
I mean, not really, but how is it like you get to try, like, if you were to get with 100 girls and, like, you just then realize after 100 girls, like, you don't want that, like, how is it fair to put that on another girl saying, like, they can't have the same opportunity to experience
I mean,
100 guys?
It's not fair, but it's just reality. It's a double standard, and it's one that exists. It's one that we try to shy away from. It's like the elephant in the room that no one really wants to address. I didn't say it's fair. I didn't say it's just. It's just the reality. The reality is a guy can get away with it and be called a stud or this or that. And if a girl does it, guys are like, ugh, being with 100 men. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not just saying this because like it's what I believe. It's what a lot of men believe. It's what society tells us. It's just the way things are. It's
Take espresso into your own hands with the new Espresso Collection by KitchenAid.
As far as genderqueer, I've got a son in the high school as well, and this is bullshit. We know it, all right? We do not need to be having literature that's showing boys how to suck dick.
Hi, my name's Knox Zajac. I'm 11 years old and I go to Wyndham Middle School. I'm a 6th grader. I was in the library and this book was on a stand. I'd like to read you a page. My back over my hips as I asked if we should take our clothes off. And he's saying yes before I finish my sentence. He's pulling off my t-shirt, laughing when I can't undo his shirt buttons. He's undoing my belt. I'm reaching into his bedside drawer for a condom. We're kissing. Again, we're rolling over. Obviously, you can see where this is going. I don't know if it's because we're feeling especially emotional or just tired, or these past couple of weeks have been too much. But this reminds me so much of the first time we had sex. We were both fucking terrified, and the whole thing was kind of terrible because we didn't know what we were doing. But it was good too, so good, because we were a mess of emotions, and we were scared and excited, and everything felt new. So this sort of feels like that. Nick touches me like he's scared that any minute. Now, this book was at my middle school, and it was on a stand. When I rented it out to show my dad it, the librarian asked if I wanted more and if I wanted a graphic novel version.
Oh boy. So I'm that kid's
you're good.
father.
Okay, good. I was asking for you.
Yeah, I'll take another 3 minutes. So that's my son,
Okay.
11 years old, and went to his library and found that by the entry door of our library, this is the smut that he is finding, all right? I don't care whether it's gay, straight, bisexual, whatever the terms are for all this stuff, doesn't need to be at our school. Doesn't need to be at my 11-year-old's library. And then as far as genderqueer, I've got a son in the high school as well. And this is bullshit. We know it, all right? We do not need to be having literature that's showing boys how to suck dick, all right? I'm very, very frustrated about it, okay? And you may think that schools know the best for our children. You know who know the best for our children? The parents. And if you remember this, I was here last year talking about masks, and I even offered you proper usage for a mask, and you said I was bullying. And you know what I would like to say to everybody right now? Where are we a year later, and what has changed why you don't wear your masks right now? So what has changed in the medical field that is showing you that you don't have to wear masks now? So like I said, listen to the parents. I can tell you right now, I don't work anymore, and I will be more than happy to focus my time and effort to the security of my child and children in this school, all right? I will be a thorn in your sides. So I just want you to be aware of what you've woken, okay? I'm sure that a lot of you guys are fine and great people and have nothing but the best intentions for our children. But by the fact that this has to take 4 months for a school to get this book out of the library is ridiculous. The parents are here right now and they're speaking, and you need to listen and do something about it quickly. Thank you.
Ms. Robinson, do you agree with Ms. Gaines that there's a difference between women and men?
If the question is about trans women,
I'm just